Thank you for listening to the Advertising Podcast, where we fix broken ads. Advertising is a science, whereas marketing is an art. So there is objectively things that are good and bad. And with me today is Mr. Chad Wilson. So, Chad, who are you?
I am a automotive business owner and a struggling marketing guy.
Yeah, you're being modest. Yeah, you own you have a body shop and a.
Yeah, but it's all at one location in one gigantic building.
Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
So two businesses, one roof.
Yeah, technically it's about 4 businesses, one roof.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Because that lends itself to every now and then you have cars that you need to sell too, right? I mean, so you've got that piece of it.
Yeah.
A few different businesses, one location, but also too, you know your stuff on marketing. Like you don't use us right now, but the reason is because you don't need to, because like your campaigns are actually generating a return on investment, it doesn't get better than that. Unlike the campaign we're going to look at today.
Breaking down advertisements, improving on them, redefining ad space. This is the Advertising Podcast.
You have not seen this ad before, correct?
Nope. No, I have not. I'm excited.
So yeah,
I hope it's really bad, like gory bad.
I think it is. All right.
Blood.
Oh, I should have done of course, I don't know that this will air around Halloween time. So I was going to say I should have done like Halloween theme or nothing. So this is a display ad that ran, I estimate the budget to have been somewhere in the neighborhood of
$17.
Well, on the design. Yeah. But I think they were spending, looks like actually close to $2,000 or so a month on this, on running this, which makes my heart hurt. Because there's no way this generated a return. First of all, what's your first thoughts just when you look at the ad itself? Just pure
HVAC. That's the first thing I see is a heating and air company.
Yeah, it does look like it really does look like a heating and air company. Because it's got the whole like red, white, and blue thing, and then it looks like it would be like a train co-op ad, or something where you just see like a big old logo.
I like how it's you buy a set of 4 Goodyear tires with 3 there.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah,
have one in the background.
Yeah, this ad we're looking at, which our heart in doing this is to help businesses, right? We're not trying to pick on anybody, but this is a bad ad. Like there's zero chance that this person got return on investment. So we're looking to help them out. But so for the audio, I won't mention the name. It is what it is in the video standpoint. But the visual of it, it's like a blue gradient background with a ton of there's like a paragraph here of text, 3 tires with a poorly removed background behind the tires, and you get a mail-in rebate when you buy a set of 4 Goodyear tires. And I bet they submitted this for co-op, because anytime you like mention a brand, like usually you're in the co-op, but I mean,
I hope they pay for the whole thing.
Somebody did. I don't think they would have gotten approval on this. Usually, you're required to have the logo.
And also they're going to want their coloring in there somewhere. I'm pretty sure Goodyear's not red.
Yeah, right. Exactly. So it's like a nice like Pirelli red like font. Yeah. There's what's even more tragic about this is they probably tried to submit this for co-op and got denied, which means they had to pay for this whole thing itself. Like,
can you make it bigger? Like where I can see it bigger?
That's what she said. And
I don't know. William Boyd, President of Thomas Francis. We need to talk.
Yeah, this is a bad.
I could do better with Canva.
Yeah, for sure, absolutely. There's for like a free Canva template where you just drop in a logo would be 1,000 times worth more than this.
Yeah.
This type of ad, I'm quite sure the like whatever account executive sold this ad to this person was like, we'll take care of creative for you. And they probably took like what was supposed to be like a direct mail piece or something like that, took all the text off of it, and just couldn't have given two craps about the actual business owner or the person that's paying for it, and just went to ride with it. But I mean, one thing that jumps out at me is just how much text is on this.
That's
A display ad is a 3-second ad, meaning like, because it's intrusive advertising in a sense. Most people classify it as passive because you have to choose to read it, but I classify it as intrusive because you're not looking for it. Like you're reading a blog about the weather, or you're trying to figure out like what to do with your kids this weekend or something like that. And this banner ad's just around what you're actually trying to read. So it's a 3-second ad. It lives in the periphery. So you got to do something to like bring them in anyway. And
not gonna work.
Yeah, exactly. That's and this is like a whole paragraph. Now through December 31st, get up to $160 mail-in rebate when you buy a set of 4 tires. Offer good to blah 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 blah.
So angry. It's just a lot of red. And then it's in there. It's like it's a side effect of medication.
Yeah.
Like, the kid calls diarrhea or constipation. Like just
Right.
Click on.
Yeah, exactly. I don't know if this individual, I don't know if she feels that like there is like a legal requirement for like these kinds of disclaimers, like in those like in the medical world, where you have to say, may cause death or whatever. But there's no such thing. She could have just said huge mail-in rebate on Goodyear tires. Come in and for details.
Rebate. Bam. Just rebate it.
Because tires is something that is not a impulse like nobody's buying. Well, actually, I don't know in your world with some of the custom stuff, maybe, but most people are not buying tires like for fun.
It's a need. It's an unwanted need. That's why you almost need to make it fun and not painful. I feel like this is a local cable channel.
Yeah.
It should be on Wayne's World, hanging in the background where they throw darts at it or something.
And this mobile one's even worse. Keep in mind, this is only going to be about 300 pixels wide, which would be, to put that in perspective, would be about like that. Yeah, about like that.
It's a skid mark.
You're like, what the hell is that on the? Maybe that's the idea. Like you're trying to be so bad, you get to lean in. But I don't.
Yeah, maybe people are like, this has got to be a horror movie thing or something.
Right, exactly. But what's not helped is their website. So when you go from here to their website's okay. I actually don't mind it.
It's not horrible. It's clean.
Yeah. But what drove me crazy is that if I was looking at it like if I was a user, if I'm a user, first thing I'm doing is how much are my tires? You select a year, then you select to make, this wasn't doing it earlier. Boop. Earlier, this was broken. So it wouldn't even let me select, I'm just picking random things. It wouldn't even let me select anything. And so of course, then I'm just, I'm a dead loss. And they have this nice like search feature, which is cool. What I don't like though is that why am I looking up this thing? I'm looking up to see, 1, do they have it in stock, and 2, how much does it cost? And this doesn't tell me either of those things.
No. This is pretty crappy. It really looks like they've just tied into like ATD or NTW site. I'm going to send you over, and it's their quote side. But it doesn't give you all the information. Plus, most people, if they're going to your website to do that, they don't want to go looking for themselves. They don't know what they're looking at.
Yeah.
They want you to sell them the tires. If they're coming to you, sell them the tires.
Yeah, exactly. I always ask what would you put your mom in? That's always my question. Like anytime I go to like a discount tire or something like that, I'm like what tire would you sell like your mom? That's always my question.
I mean, I think it's funny here, like their site's clean and uncluttered and cool. Like, it's very cool colors and everything.
Yeah.
And then you get this aggressive red and black, hard edge ad that doesn't give you any pertinent information.
Exactly. That's yeah. This is all like it brings up all these, for those of you just listening, brings up this long list of tires, which again, I don't actually mind. To me, there's like two types of buyers. Like there's the kind that would rather do it themselves. Like I kind of
There's
follow
price
that.
shoppers.
Yeah. Like I would actually like this feature to be able to go in here and make the selection, because I know that like certain makers are like, I always look for like the one that's made by like Michelin, but it's not Michelin, like that type of thing. So I would like to do this, but again, if I am doing this, I'm doing this because I don't want to talk to somebody. So I want to know, do you have it in stock and what's the price?
What does it do when you click on view details? It just enhances what was already there.
Yeah, exactly. It just makes it bigger, which this stuff means absolute. Maybe I'm just stupid, but like for me, this stuff is absolute gobbledygook. Like I don't know what any of these numbers mean. Like
well, and that's kind of the thing, is you could very easily buy an incorrect tire for your vehicle doing this.
Oh, yeah, that's a good point. Yeah, that's true. Because exactly. Like let's say that this worked and had pricing, I'd be like, oh, well, this one's $10 cheaper than that one. Boom. Let me do that. And then turns out that, it doesn't meet the max load or like whatever.
And you have a blowout in the middle of downtown Atlanta during some sort of weird rally. You're lost. You don't know what to do. Your kid gets away.
Exactly. And it's all because of a broken website that an entire family is taken out. And you'd run into a house.
And all they had to do was just, be there to help.
Right. Exactly. Exactly.
Call up Francis, ask her what kind of tire he should be putting on there.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Because I honestly, even if this doesn't seem to have any access to their inventory whatsoever, but even if it did, they probably wouldn't do a great job of keeping it up. So like, they don't put anything like that up there.
That's just a hot link to, like I said, NTW or ATD's, the dealer side. And they just have regulated where they want it to show nothing. It's not worth a damn thing.
Right. Exactly.
I can put pretty pictures up. It doesn't mean anything.
Yeah. Right. Exactly. And that's assuming that they've actually clicked this ad.
Yeah.
Which also too, another sort of pet peeve of mine too, is if you are advertising a discount, which is dangerous in my opinion anyway, because that's not usually the kind of customer you want. But if you are advertising a discount, it should link to a page that's nothing but that discount. Like,
yeah, that would make sense.
Instead of linking to something, I haven't even seen Goodyear on their actual page.
At least link to the fourth tire. It really bugs me that there's only 3 tires on there.
Exactly. But and I think if you're gonna mention price and stuff, I think imagine if it said pay for 2 tires, get 4 this month only, something like that. That's catchy. And it doesn't tell me how much the tire is. So, because when I see stuff like get up to $160 off, there's been times in my life where I'm buying tires where like I'm only hoping to spend $160, right? Like,
not anymore, buddy. We're on real weights now.
Right. Exactly. I get a tire. But you have a potential turn off because Goodyear is not a cheap tire. So you're leading with price on an expensive product, which is dangerous anyway. But yeah, you only need tires if you need tires. So we'll fix this ad. This is the back half of the thing is where we fix it. So this is what they should be getting. A campaign like this, let's pretend it's $1,000 budget, should have about a cost per click of about $1. A good website should be converting at least 3%, and they should be closing about a third of the people that call. So they should be spending $1,000 to get and you can actually help. Like, I don't know if I'm right on this. I assume lifetime value of a new tire customer is somewhere around $250.
Lifetime value.
Yeah, I mean, I know lifetime value probably is higher because they should come back.
Yeah, your one time, that's probably, you're going to make somewhere between 150 and 200 per visit on tires. Tires are not a big margin, and that's where people, and that's one of the reasons I never advertise tires. Now, a Thompson tire, they're going to have to.
Sure, right.
You
When
know,
tires your
it's
bailiwick.
jam. You know, that's like, I was dealing with another shop that I know the owner, and I'm like, hey, dude, you're losing money on alignments. It's in your name.
Right.
Like, you can't lose money there. You can lose money on oil changes because you're not blank oil changes.
Yeah.
Alignment is the second word in your name. Tire place, they have to do these things. I would lean heavily on the manufacturer's deals, which they're trying to do, but they give you all the stuff to make the ad. You don't need to spend that.
Yep.
Hello.
Yep. Hold on. We had a break in entry. Hold on one second.
It's probably forcible.
That's right. Exactly.
Who's it now?
So anyway, so I'm sure that sounded great on the podcast, but whatever. But you never know when there's going to be a kid or a dog or somebody breaking in.
Hey, same thing, and I'm actually at my office.
Yeah, right. Exactly. Yeah, that's but you kind of have to lean in with like whatever the manufacturer is there. That's why I don't mind the idea of advertising a rebate, because it is hard to differentiate yourself in the tire space. So I don't mind a discount, but I think you need to spell it out, not only because it's a 3-second ad, so you don't need to be putting a paragraph up there, but also to keep it vague in general. So something like huge rebate on Goodyear, click down for details. And then it's a click to call ad or something like that. But
so kind of along those lines too is develop your brand, I think is pretty big. I was over an hour away from my shop this morning and someone recognized my t-shirt.
Yeah.
So they could do a lot more. It says that they're tires and auto repair. Don't waste your time on your lowest margin stuff. If you're auto repair, you've got plenty of other things that you can make money on and advertise, and much cleaner advertising too.
That's a great point. That's a great point, because if did you ever hear of I think it was American Transmission? They're in Easley. But they became somewhat regionally known for transmission, and they're actually really expensive at fixing transmissions because they've branded themselves as only that, and they became really good at it. And their whole thing is they can fix any transmission no matter what, blah, 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 blah. And so if you're going to brand yourself as a one product place, be the absolute best at that thing. And then you're not, playing the price game so much. Maybe you can make tires, like 3% margin, something like that.
Yeah, it's crap. It's
so maybe like an 8% margin or something. That's
be the best at handling trannies.
Right, exactly. If you're needing a transition, call American.
Oh, easily.
Yeah, right, exactly. But if you are going to be a one thing, be the best at that thing, and then you're not competing on price anymore. But yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I completely agree.
But this should be. I'm not adjusting this, but let's say, so it's actually worse than this. So let's say that this is $200 instead of $250, but they're going to have some repeat customers and stuff. So whatever, in theory, when figuring out lifetime value, the goal is, I would imagine tire has probably less retention. I mean, because honestly, I would drive you just hate buying tires so much, or I hate buying tires so much. I would drive, across the street to save $5. So I'm not sure how much retention there even can be in tire space, but ideally you're retaining some of them at least.
It's hard to, market yourself as a smaller independent against the big chains. Uh, I don't know of any small independent tire stores anymore. At least not around me. And why should there be? It should be an add-on. It shouldn't be something that you advertise as a main source.
Yeah, I would in the agency world, it's almost like Google AdWords. Like AdWords is such a low margin thing. If like every now and then you'll have someone who's starting up an ad agency or something like that, and they're like, I'm going to focus just on AdWords. I'm like, it's fine, but you're not going to make much money because that's a very low margin thing. And because there's also no design in it. There's no like, you're not doing like video. All the production and stuff is where agencies usually make their money, and there's no production in AdWords. So there's none of that.
Yeah.
So it's almost kind of equivalent, but they should be spending about $1,000, which should get about 1,000 people to their page, which should get about 37 leads, which should get about 12 actual customers, which means they should be averaging about $3,000 in return. So, which is not bad. You put $1,000 into the machine, you get 3,000 back out. It's a solid. I just came back from Vegas, and that would be great. I would play that slot machine all day long, but where they are right now, and I'm just estimating this value. Let's assume that they can close just as much and they make just as much. Their website's only going to convert at say 1%, because I think people are going to get frustrated with kind of having to do it themselves, but not fully being able to do it themselves. But the big difference in this is their cost per click. So Google's going to have to show that display ad to a ton of people in order to get someone to click this horrible ad, right?
Yeah.
So what that does is drive up their cost per click. They're going to be paying more like $10 a click, which means for that same $1,000 spend, they're only going to get 100 people, and so they're going to have no return on ad spend, and it's just pissing away $1,000 basically.
And people are going to be pissed when they get there and realize it's not HVAC company.
Yeah,
sweating.
I wonder. It's funny you said that, because it does look so much like I don't even know why necessarily, but it does look so much like an HVAC ad.
Yeah, I expect to see something like free furnace with AC purchase or something right there.
Exactly.
Or, why buy when you can lease? Yeah, that's crap.
This being a female-led business too, I feel like there's so much of a I don't know. There's a million ways to improve this ad, but I think doing something with the fact that she's a female in a male-driven space could have made this a much more eye-catching ad, especially considering I think there's a lot of new tire buyers that are female, and that would
new tire buyers.
Yeah, right, exactly. You could easily have a her saying something like trust me is going to go a lot better than and then target specifically an older female demographic. She's going to be able to pull people in that that you wouldn't be able to, because because of the whole female thing. So lean into that.
Oh, it's because I have a mangy beard.
Right, exactly. But even without so I mean, the difference is 0 return on investment to a 3-time return on investment. And that's with keeping their website and everything else in place. Like keeping everything else as it is, you can literally change it from profitable to unprofitable just by having a cleaner ad.
Yeah, for sure.
Any
so easy to fix that. That ad is so bad.
Yeah, like you said, on Canva, you use templates. Templates are not necessarily a bad thing. As a matter of fact, if your choice is between like a template or something custom that looks like crap, template all day long.
Well, and also, I mean, geez, Canva Pro is like $100 a year.
Yeah, exactly.
Just get it. Then you have tire pictures and stuff, and it'll be some European tires that don't fit anything here, but nobody knows that.
Yeah, exactly. Plus, you can guide people to that. I know that this is a fear ad, right? Like she was thinking this person, sorry, like vomiting on this.
I thought you were tearing up on me. I was like, it's so bad, I'm gonna cry.
But well, what's sad is that that they're not making any money like whatsoever, and they just pissed away $2,000. That does almost make you want to tear up.
Yeah.
But
people are like, ain't no way I'm buying Goodyear from that. They don't even give you a full set. Look at that.
Yeah, exactly. That's not 4 tires, that's 3 tires.
She's trying to scam us.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Already. But this type of ad I know that what's driven it was she's thinking, or this person's thinking, maybe it was a marketing person, who knows. An individual was thinking, oh, I need to put all the details of the offer in, because what I don't want is someone calling me up for the rebate and then getting mad at me that it's a mail-in rebate, or getting mad at me that it's pending credit approval, or all those other things. But the reality is that that's where the skill on the phone matters, more than anything else. Like, as long as you're good at giving the details, obviously you need to tell them that before they purchase or anything, but like, that's not the kind of, like, the ad has one job, and the one job is to get them to the website. And then the website has one job, which is to get them to talk to a salesperson. And then it's the salesperson's job to do all that stuff.
This should be a click that leads you to all of that other unnecessary information that if they choose to read on, otherwise have some cars sliding in somewhere and mail-in rebate, Thompson www. Whatever.
Exactly.
I guess if it's a click link, you really don't need that, but
I think animation can be a great way to make people, because again, your first job is just to get people to look at it. And
animation is your logo. Like, that's one of the biggest things. Like, emphasize you almost lose their logo in there.
Yeah.
It's so busy. Like,
yeah,
I'd rather it just be their logo and tire rebate. Click. Like,
which, to your point, there's 2 fantastic things about this business. They're a local tire place, which is rare, because I think a lot of people, myself included now, like, immediately I'm thinking like, oh, I need a tire, I'll go to Costco or whatever. Yeah. So it's like immediately, so it's like a local owned place, female driven place. They should be branding if they want to be tires, whatever. If they want to be tires, then they should be known as the local go-to female-led tire place.
Yep.
In wherever the hell they are.
Yep. Exactly.
And this doesn't do any of that. But
it makes me nervous, I'll be honest. I see that ad and I'm thinking, Hills Have Eyes, something, medicine, side effect.
Exactly. What I'm not thinking is, let me give them the keys to my car.
No. I'm thinking I'm going to have greasy poop. That's what I'm thinking. Right. That's going to be a side effect of these Olean chips.
Yeah. And
I really need to think about having my AC system tuned up.
Exactly. Plus, if you also too, and this is this, like, this is maybe more like nitpicky than anything else, but like, if your demographic, you just need to pick what kind of place you are, because to me, the idea of financing tires is a big turn off. Like, that's like, I don't want to I'm not going to buy tires if I'm trying to think of like, what's the weekly payment on that? So it's just, you need to pick, which maybe they're going after a different demographic, so that's not necessarily a bad thing, but
it could be the area they're in.
Yeah, for sure. And that could be a huge
Del Rio is like, but
yeah, I don't either, but
I'm pretty sure that means the Rio,
which means financing probably not a bad idea.
But then you got to wonder, can they get it?
Yeah, right. So, well, it says no credit.
Well, there you go. And I get that. Like, I've even got financing available on my site. It's not at the top.
Yeah.
It's buried in the bottom. And honestly, the reason, and this is a way that I could use it, and I'm sure they have some things like this too. Like, a lot of times with the financing, there's other benefits to it. So,
yeah,
if someone comes in and they do our financing, it adds an extra year of warranty and an extra 10,000 miles to their warranty. And sometimes I tell people, look, on this big of a purchase, get the financing, just pay it off. Like, if you have the money, just pay it off, because it gets you that extra year of protection. just do it. And that, but they need to leverage that. If that is the case, there may be something if you use their financing, you get roadside or hazard included.
Exactly.
Use that as an ad, go in and put that, hey, we've got, we include tire hazard with every tire purchase.
Yeah, that would be huge. And I would imagine that something like a road hazard or something like that, very little cost to them, because I mean, a plug costs nothing, right? I mean,
Right.
It's almost like how I just got my hair done. Which look pretty
Looking good.
But just got my hair cut.
Did.
But got my hair cut at Sports Clips for the first time, and they give me this card that's a free visit next time. Well, why do they want that? Well, they want that because they know if they get me there going twice, there's going to be a third time, and it's like, then that's how they get it.
When they rub your neck and stuff, so
yeah,
cold.
Exactly.
A towel.
and it's not much more. I was surprised. I have to admit, I was impressed. So by going there twice, I'm definitely going to go there a third time.
I mean, look at this. I go to a fancy barber, and I don't look like I do anything. I look like I accidentally shaved my head.
Well, funny on that. So she trimmed up my beard, and she literally said, and it was like a subtle burn. She's like, yeah, it's important. She said, you want me to trim your neck? And I was like, sure, yeah. She's like, yeah, because you want it to look like you care.
Yeah, I mean, yeah, I get it.
Like,
see, I want to look like I don't want people to talk to me. That's
right.
He doesn't look very approachable. And that's when you gotta fluff it up.
Yeah, right, exactly. That's like a dog technique, right? Like the hair standing up on making yourself look as big as possible. Like
I grunt a lot.
Exactly. Well, cool. All right. Well, better display ad. It goes from pissing away $1,000 to making $3,000 without changing anything else. Even though I think there are some other things they could change, including possibly even, just general business consulting. Like if you can make more money doing something else, do that.
But on here, it doesn't even say alignments. It's right there on the front. They could make so much more off selling alignments. Shop repairs, so much more than tires. And at the top, on their ad, it says Thompson Tire and Auto Repair. This doesn't say that.
It doesn't say that. There is auto repairs here, but these are like tips and stuff.
Yeah. But then also they've got the big old buck in the Jeep over there. Why is that logo not in anything? If that's their thing.
Yeah, exactly.
Then that should be your thing. And at the top, the way they have their name written out and everything. Can I say that? I've been saying their name the whole time. I don't know if that's.
I think that's fine. Like I said, I think this is all publicly available information, so it's whatever.
So right there,
we're doing this out of love again.
Yeah. This is because we care, Francis.
Exactly.
That their logo at the top of their page does not match what's on their ad. I would go and be like, damn, did that lead me to the wrong thing? You got a big old buck. That thing's going to tear you up.
Exactly. And this, I don't know when exactly this ad ran, so maybe this was like an old logo or something. But yeah, this is
what that is. You know where they stole that? You know what that go back to the ad. This one? That's a funeral home ad.
That's right. They chose
buy 3 caskets, you get 1 free. That's a funeral home ad because they just killed themselves with that ad. Nobody's going to go to that.
Yeah. And what breaks my heart is that this is the kind, I guarantee you that after this campaign ran, she went, oh, display ads, they suck. We're not going to do any
advertising. Why?
Yeah, exactly. I spent $2,000 on that damn thing and didn't get anybody. It's like, wow.
Thank you for listening to the Advertising Podcast, the podcast where we fix broken ads. Please remember that while marketing is an art, advertising is a science, and we at Draft Advertising Technology have the tools and tricks to help you treat it that way. For a bunch of early access to free tools, go to draftadtech.com. That's draftadtech.com. And of course, please like, subscribe, share, and if you leave us a review, just include your name or even the name of your company, and we'll mention you on air.